Never buy these types of houses in Boise, Idaho. The wrong house type in Boise right now isn't just a bad investment, it's a lifestyle trap that costs you money every single month while locking you into a property that becomes harder to sell every year. Most buyers moving to Boise in 2026 are making decisions based on price per square foot, monthly payment, or what looks good in photos. They're completely missing the structural problems that don't show up until you're already locked in. The foundation issues that cost $40,000 to fix, the HOA that doubles fees every 3 years, the floor plan that looked spacious online but feels cramped the moment you move in, furniture. If you're planning to buy in Boise this year, this video could save you from the most expensive mistakes of your life. I'm Barb Dopp, and I've been helping people buy and sell homes across the Treasure Valley for nearly 20 years. I've walked through thousands of properties in Boise, Meridian, Eagle, and Nampa, and I've seen every type of buyer regret you can imagine. In this video, I'm breaking down the specific house types you should absolutely avoid in 2026, why these properties trap buyers, and what to look for instead. If this is helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future updates on the Boise market. Now, let's get into the types of houses that look tempting but will cost you in ways you're not expecting. The foundation gamble. Let's start with the house type that causes more financial devastation than almost any other homes built on expansive clay soil without proper foundation work. Here's what most buyers don't understand about Boise. Large portions of the Treasure Valley, particularly in newer developments on the bench and in areas of Meridian and Nampa, sit on expansive clay soil. When this soil gets wet, it swells. When it dries out, it shrinks. And if your home's foundation wasn't built to handle that movement, you're looking at cracks, settling, and structural damage that gets worse every single year. According to the American Society of Civil Engineers, foundation repairs caused by expansive soil can range from $10,000 for minor crack repairs to over $50,000 for severe structural issues requiring underpinning or complete foundation replacement. And here's the kicker. Most homeowner insurance policies don't cover foundation damage from soil movement unless you have specific endorsements. So how do you spot these homes? First, look for properties built between 2005 and 2012 in rapid growth subdivisions. This was the boom period before the 2008 crash, and a lot of builders were moving fast. Not every builder cut corners, but some absolutely did. Foundation engineering wasn't always prioritized the way it should have been. Second, watch for visible cracks. Hairline cracks in drywall are normal settling. Diagonal cracks running from corners of doors and windows, cracks in exterior brick or stucco, add gaps between walls and ceilings are red flags. If you see multiple cracks in different areas of the home, that's not normal settling. That's foundation movement. Third, check for uneven floors. Bring a marble or use a level app on your phone. If floors slope noticeably or doors don't close properly, the foundation may already be compromised. Fourth, look at the grading around the home. Water should flow away from the foundation, not toward it. If you see standing water near the foundation or gutters that dump water right next to the house, that's a maintenance problem that accelerates foundation damage. And finally, ask for a foundation inspection report. If the seller hesitates or refuses, that's your answer. A clean foundation report from a structural engineer costs between $400 and $600 and can save you $50,000 in future repairs. The problem with buying a home with foundation issues is that it doesn't get better. They get worse. And when you go to sell, you'll either need to disclose the issues, which tanks your sale price, or fix them yourself, which is expensive and time-consuming. According to Redfin's 2025 data, homes with disclosed foundation issues in the Treasure Valley sold for an average of 8 to 12% less than comparable homes without foundation concerns. That's real money. If you're buying a $500,000 home, that's potentially $40,000 to $60,000 in lost value before you even factor in repair costs. So who should avoid these homes? anyone who doesn't have the cash reserves to handle a 5-figure repair within the first few years of ownership, anyone planning to sell within 5 to 7 years, and anyone who wants peace of mind instead of constant stress about whether the next crack is cosmetic or structural. If you're serious about a property and you see any warning signs, hire a structural engineer to evaluate the foundation before you close. It's the best $500 you'll ever spend. Next house type, the flip fail. These are recently renovated homes that look Instagram perfect in your photos, but they're hiding a laundry list of deferred maintenance and code violations under fresh paint and new countertops. Flipping has exploded in Boise over the past few years. According to ADAM Data Solutions, Idaho saw a significant uptick in house flipping activity between 2020 and 2024. with flipped homes representing a notable portion of sales in high-demand markets like Boise. And while some flippers do quality work, many are focused on maximizing profit with minimal investment. That means cosmetic updates that photograph well, but don't address the real problems. Here's what these flips usually involve: new paint throughout, new flooring, often luxury vinyl plank, updated kitchen with white shaker cabinets and quartz countertops, new light fixtures and hardware, maybe a backsplash, and that's it. They don't touch the roof, they don't update the HVAC, they don't replace old plumbing and electrical, they don't address foundation issues or water intrusion. They slap lipstick on the pig and hope buyers fall in love with the staging. The problem is that these cosmetic updates mask the expensive stuff. And when you're a buyer looking at 20 homes in a weekend, it's easy to get swept away in the pretty finishes and miss the $15,000 roof replacement or the $8,000 furnace that's limping along on borrowed time. According to Home Advisor, the average cost to replace an HVAC system in Idaho ranges from $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the size of the home. A new roof can cost anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000, depending on materials and square footage. If the flipper didn't address these items and you're buying based on monthly payment, you could be facing major expenses within your first year of ownership. So how do you spot a flip fail? First, check the ownership history. If the property was purchased within the past 6 to 12 months and is now listed for significantly more than the purchase price, it's a flip. That's not inherently bad, but it is a signal to dig deeper. Second, look at the permit history. Go to the city or county building department website and search for permits pulled on the property. If major work was done without permits, that's a huge red flag. Unpermitted work can create liability, void warranties, and become a nightmare if you ever try to sell. Third, inspect the quality of the updates. Open cabinets and look at the hinges and hardware. Are they builder grade, big box store materials, or quality products? Check the caulking in the bathrooms. Is it clean and professional or sloppy and uneven? Looking at the flooring transitions. Are they smooth and well installed, or are there gaps and poor cuts? These details tell you whether the flipper cared about the quality or just speed. Fourth, ask about the roof, HVAC, water heater, and major systems. If they are replaced, ask for receipts and warranties. If they weren't replaced, factor those costs into your offer. Finally, hire an inspector who's willing to be thorough and critical. Some inspectors are afraid to kill deals, especially in competitive markets. You want someone who will crawl in the attic, check the crawl space, and tell you the truth about what's been deferred. The other problem with flip fails is that they're often overpriced. Flippers price based on the investment plus profit margin, not based on what the home is actually worth compared to other homes in the neighborhood. So you're paying a premium for finishes that don't add long-term value while inheriting all the deferred maintenance the flipper ignored. According to Zillow research, flipped homes in high-demand markets often sell for 10 to 15% more than non-flipped comparable homes, but they also tend to need more repairs within the first 2 years of ownership. You're paying more upfront and then paying again for the stuff that should have been done during the renovation. So, who should avoid these homes? First-time buyers who don't have cash reserves for unexpected repairs, anyone who's stretching their budget to qualify, and anyone who wants a home they can just move into and enjoy without worrying about what's going to break next. If you love a flipped home, make your offer contingent on a thorough inspection and be prepared to negotiate hard if issues come up. Don't let the pretty finishes blind you to the real condition of the property. All right, quick pause here. If you're trying to figure out where Boise is at in terms of aligning with your needs and budget, I put together a free Boise relocation guide that breaks this down in a very practical way. We've already done the work for you, neighborhood and lifestyle breakdowns. It's 100% free, and if you're buying, selling, or just deciding whether to move, reach out. It's free, linked below, and it provides context most buyers don't have early enough. Now let's talk about the commute killer. Homes in outer subdivisions of Nampa, Kuna, or far southwest Meridian that look affordable but trap you in brutal daily traffic. Boise's growth has been explosive. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the Boise metro area was one of the fastest growing regions in the country between 2020 and 2024. The growth has pushed development further and further out into areas that weren't designed for traffic volume they're now handling. Here's the pattern. Buyers see a brand new home in a subdivision 15 miles outside downtown Boise. The price is $100,000 less than comparable homes closer in. The photos look great. The square footage is impressive. The schools are decent. So they buy. And then they start commuting. And they realize that their 15-minute drive to work is actually 35 to 45 minutes each way during rush hour. They're sitting in traffic on Eagle Road, Meridian Road, or Chinden Boulevard. They're burning through gas and car maintenance, and they're spending 90 minutes a day in the car, which adds up to 375 hours a year. That's more than 9 full work weeks sitting in traffic. Wow. According to INRIX, a transportation analytics company, Boise area drivers lost an average of 38 hours per year to traffic congestion as of recent data. And that number has been climbing as growth continues to outpace infrastructure improvements. And that's just the average. If you're commuting from Kuna or far west Nampa into downtown Boise or Eagle during peak hours, you're losing significantly more time. Here's the financial math people miss. Let's say you save $100,000 buying a home 15 miles farther out. That sounds great. But now you're driving 30 extra miles per day, which is 600 miles per month or 7,200 miles per year. According to AAA, the average cost per mile to operate a vehicle in the United States is around 60 cents when you factor in gas, maintenance, insurance, and depreciation. That's $4,320 per year in additional driving costs. Over a 10-year period, that's $43,200. You just spent almost half of your savings sitting in your car. And that's before you factor in the time cost. If your time is worth $25 an hour and you're spending an extra hour per day commuting, that's $125 per week or $6,500 per year in lost time. Over 10 years, that's $65,000. Now your saving just became a massive financial and quality of life loss. So how do you avoid the commute trap? First, drive the commute at the time you'd actually be commuting. Don't trust Google Maps estimates. Don't assume traffic patterns. Actually get in your car at 7:30 a.m. on a Tuesday and drive from the subdivision to your workplace. Time it. Experience it. Then decide if you can handle that drive twice a day, 5 days a week for the next several years. Second, check the infrastructure plans for the area. Is the city or county planning road expansions, new interchanges, or transit improvements? Or is the area maxed out with no relief in sight? Ada County Highway District and Idaho Transportation Department publish long-range plans. Look them up. Third, consider the resale impact. When you go to sell, the next buyer is going to face the same commute reality. If traffic has gotten worse, which it likely will, your home becomes harder to sell, or you have to discount the price. And finally, be honest about your lifestyle. If you're someone who values time with family, hobbies, or just not being stressed from traffic, the money you save on the purchase price isn't worth it. According to the National Association of Realtors, commute time is one of the top 3 factors influencing buyer satisfaction. And homes in areas with worsening traffic patterns tend to appreciate more slowly than homes in more accessible locations. So who should avoid these homes? anyone commuting into Boise, Meridian, or Eagle for work on a daily basis, families with kids in activities that are going to be driving back and forth constantly, and anyone who values their time and mental health more than square footage. If you're considering one of these outer subdivisions, run the full cost-benefit analysis, factoring commute time, vehicle costs, and quality of life. In most cases, paying more to live closer ends up being the smarter financial and lifestyle decision. Finally, let's talk about the overpriced new build trap. Homes in builder subdivisions where prices are inflated, upgrades are overpriced, and negotiation is nearly impossible. New construction in Boise has been booming, and builders know they have leverage. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, new housing permits in the Boise metro area remained elevated through 2024, despite national slowdowns, reflecting continued strong demand. That demand gives builder pricing power, and they're using it. Here's the problem. Builders price homes based on what the market will bear, not based on actual construction costs. They know buyers are desperate for inventory, so they push prices higher. And then they layer on upgrade costs that are wildly marked up. You want hardwood instead of carpet? That's $15,000. You want quartz countertops instead of laminate? That's $8,000. You want a covered patio? That's $12,000. The upgrades add up fast, and you're paying 30 to 50% more than it would cost to do the same work after closing with your own contractors. According to the National Association of Home Builders, builder upgrades typically carry a markup of 20 to 40% over the retail cost, and some premium upgrades can be marked up even higher. Buyers end up spending $50,000 to $80,000 on upgrades that add maybe $30,000 or $40,000 in actual value. Here's the other problem. New builds are often in subdivisions with immature infrastructure. The roads aren't finished. The parks and amenities aren't built yet. The neighborhood feels empty and unfinished. And you're paying top dollar to be the guinea pig. And because builders control the process, you have almost no negotiation power. They won't budge on price. They won't throw in upgrades. They won't pay your closing costs. You either take the deal or you walk. So what should you watch for with new builds? First, compare the builder's base price to resale comps in the same area. If the builder is charging $450,000 for a base model and similar homes are selling for $420,000, you're overpaying. Second, get independent quotes for upgrades before you commit to $60,000 in builder upgrades. Call local contractors, get quotes for the same work. You'll often find you can do it for half the cost after closing. Third, read the builder contract carefully. Pay attention to the timelines, penalties, and what happens if builder delays completion. Some builder contracts heavily favor the builder and leave you with limited recourse if anything goes wrong. Fourth, research the builder's reputation. Check reviews, talk to recent buyers, and look for patterns. Are there consistent complaints about quality, details, delays, or warranty issues? If so, that's a major red flag. And finally, consider the long-term value. New builds in outer subdivisions often don't appreciate as quickly as established neighborhoods close in. You're paying a premium for new, but you might not see that value reflected when you go to sell. According to Redfin data, new construction homes in fast-growing markets often appreciate more slowly in the first 3 to 5 years compared to resale homes in established neighborhoods, particularly if the subdivision experiences oversupply or if the broader market softens. So who should avoid these new builds? Anyone stretching their budget to afford the base price plus upgrades. Investors looking for appreciation potential, and buyers who want negotiation leverage and flexibility. If you're serious about new construction, shop multiple builders, push back on upgrade pricing, and be willing to walk away if the numbers don't make sense. So here's the bottom line. The wrong house type in Boise isn't just about money, it's about your daily life, your stress level, and your ability to build wealth. Foundation issues cost tens of thousands to fix and tank your resale value. HOAs with poor financials drain your bank account with surprise assessments, and flip fails look pretty but hide expensive deferred maintenance. Long commutes steal your time and burn through your car. Bad floor plans make your home feel uncomfortable no matter how much you spend on furniture. and overpriced new builds lock you into inflated pricing with no negotiation power. Every single one of these house types looks fine in the photos and might even pass a basic showing, but they all share the same problem. They cost you more than you expect and give you less than you deserve. The smartest buyers in 2026 aren't chasing the lowest price or the prettiest finishes. They're asking hard questions, digging into the details, and walking away from properties that look good on paper but fail in real life. If you can spot these red flags before you buy, you'll save yourself years of regret and tens of thousands of dollars in unexpected costs. If you're buying or selling in Boise, Meridian, Eagle, or Nampa, and you want someone in your corner who actually understands these markets and won't let you make an expensive mistake, reach out to me and my team. We help people make smart, strategic decisions in a market that punishes guesswork. Use the link below to schedule a call. And before you go, grab my free Boise relocation guide. It breaks down the neighborhoods, pricing, schools, and all the stuff most people don't think about until it's too late. The link is in the description. Finally, if you want to know which house types you should actually be looking for in 2026, watch this next.